Hello, my name is Michael Macer, and with this video, I wish to make a contribution to SelfDesign's 40th anniversary celebration. I declined to participate in the official video because I wanted an opportunity to clarify my role and my history in self-design, which dates back to 1991, when I first started working with Brent Cameron, founder of SelfDesign and Wonder Tree, and with whom I shared many, many adventures over the years. I don't believe anybody quite has the same history that I have with the organization. And personally, I feel that my experiences have been underrepresented or misrepresented, and I'd like an opportunity to clarify some of these experiences I've had, represent myself as it were. And you'll see this is not a corporate slick video by any stretch of the imagination. I'd like to show a few photos in it as well, some memories, some of which are drawn from a memorial slideshow I prepared and presented following Brent's passing in 2012, and some other experiences along the way, including some insights from my recent PhD research, Simon Fraser University, into the nature of learning. And I think that you will be interested to learn some of the insights that I share, which reflect how some of my research participants were from SelfDesign, a SelfDesign teen program. And so I'll get to that in just a moment. But in the meantime, I'm going to share my screen and a few pictures of where this all started for me, which was with starting with meeting Brent in 1991, I imagine, as I recollect, when, excuse me, I'll just go back to that first slide. I started working with Brent in Wonder Tree at his invitation, and I read his master's thesis, which thoroughly enthralled me. I had just completed my career as a conventional teacher of 3 years, and I was delighted to read about a different program and one in which that deeply inspired me. That's how I felt in joining with Brent and working alongside him and his wife Maureen and their young daughter Ilana at the time. And it truly was a remarkable opportunity for me to step away from the bounds of conventional education and experience something that I thought was much more holistic in nature and really much more compelling. In 1993, Brent and I put our heads and hearts together, and we initiated a program called Virtual High for teenagers in Vancouver. We worked out of our sort of a ramshackle old mansion in Shaughnessy that we rented, and we had all manner of adventures for the next 4 years. Virtual High literally kept its doors open 51 weeks of the year, and that's how a reflection of how much the kids, the teens really wanted to be there. And we did our best to keep up with them. And it was during a really exciting time when the internet was just really being brought to life. We pioneered internet uses in education at that time in Virtual High, and we did numerous other things. We sent kids around the world. We brought in, professionals such as filmmaker Michael Moore, who you see here, and we had a remarkable time in Virtual High for 4 years. At which time the Ministry of Education actually clawed back our funding, and we had to shut it down. But that's a story for another day. In 2002. Brent and I again put our heads and hearts together and crafted a proposal to the Ministry of Education to launch Self-Design Learning Community as a pioneering online independent program. We were joined by a group of remarkable educators who absolutely threw their hearts into this opportunity as well. And we started out the first 2 years capped with 100 learners. We had many challenges we faced in those first few years. growing pains as our cap was lifted and registration began to mushroom. Word of mouth got out that SelfDesign was a remarkable program supporting young people's learning, supporting personalized learning, and a lot of people came and registered with us. And we grew and we grew and we added technologies and expanded our support teams and found ourselves with lots and lots of things to do, lots of things on our plate. I was, of course, very, very saddened when Brent, my friend and exquisite mentor, took ill and passed away in 2012. And yet SelfDesign continued beyond that, continued in the really the steps of his pioneering pathways. And we did the best we could to evolve. I wish to clarify some of the other things that I also got involved in that were remarkable for me and very memorable. One of which was initiating and leading a program for self-designed teenagers called Surpass. We booked a local facility near to where I live on the Sunshine Coast each summer for 10 years and brought in around 30 teens for a week. And it was just a wonderful opportunity to do different things, to get out in the beautiful outdoor environments and hike around and swim. And we brought in all kinds of mentors to do other things too. And when the kids and I had some excellent adventures in Surpass. I was also instrumental in initiating self-designed community gatherings through the same period of time, really 2012 to 2017. And 2 or 3 times a year, we would book a venue. Often it was Manning Park Lodge, I believe, and we would get together. And that helped to bring families together from around the province when otherwise we weren't necessarily going to get together. But these were really delightful programs to participate in. And I was often ably helped by my wife in this, Lisa Housden, who also was a longtime self-design learning consultant. I helped lead and initiate and contribute to self-design high youth gatherings that took place in Vancouver and Manning Park and other venues as well. And we would bring together youth from around the province and give them opportunities to spend time with themselves, of course, but also participate in leadership activities and tour around Vancouver. And these were remarkable experiences as well. So I think that's the end of my slide presentation for the moment. But what else I would say is that self-design captivated my imagination as an educator, and particularly the orientation to personalized learning. And I became a strong advocate for that during my time in Virtual High and also in self-design. And often took my advocacy into other to conferences and wherever people were interested in hearing about what we were up to. And one thing that emerged for me, particularly after Brent's passing, was I really wanted to contribute some research to this field in which there wasn't much research, the field of personalized learning. And so I applied for and began my PhD in the Faculty of Education at Simon Fraser University in 2017. And I'm happy to report that I concluded that this past summer. And my research focus was on the nature of learning, and particularly through a lens of phenomenology. And I shared my insights as an educator, particularly my insights from personalizing learning. And as part of my field study research, I worked with a group of research participants, teenagers, over the course of basically a year, 3 of whom were registered in self-design. And what I would say that might be of interest to you is that while I did not set out to determine whether a kind of learning was richer or better than another, the kind of learning that I documented in my dissertation about the participants that were registered to self-design were that their learning was incredibly rich and deep and broad in scope, different than other research participants who were attending public high school. And I think does help make a contribution to the research on personalizing learning and personalized learning. And I think that research is, well, I've had it confirmed that it is of value out there in the world. Should you be interested in contacting my reviewing my research at all in any way, either as a dissertation or in a couple of summary papers of mine that have been published, I'll point you to where that can happen for you as well. And that is not there, but for one thing, if you were to Google Michael Macer SFU dissertation, you would land at eventually at this site here, where you can download a copy of my dissertation, and for free, obviously. And if you don't wish to do that, you can always navigate to my personal website, which is michaelmacer.net. And much of my writing is documented there, either under about Michael. You go down the page a little ways, and there they are, writing and publications. They're all there, including a couple of recent papers. And that's what I would say is where you will find links to my research if you're so interested. I wish to my colleagues that I haven't seen for several years, I wish you all the best and a great spring. And I certainly hope in my heart that self-design continues as a successful program in the coming years. I will continue to be an advocate of personalized learning and recognize the contributions and inspiring contributions put in motion 40 years ago by Brent and his wife Maureen and Ilana as well as a young child. And I'm forever grateful that for meeting Brent and Maureen and launching, beginning my path into self-design and Wonder Tree, starting in 1991 through 2017. It was a remarkable 25 years. Is that how much that is? 24 years for me. And I wish you all the best. And I thank you for watching. Bye now.